I'm excited to see how this plays out. We did just see Nico and Zinoto play, and that was, God, that was so intense. That match was crazy. And now we're going to see another Shulk and Diddy. What are your thoughts on Dufaux? You're from West Michigan, so how do you feel about Dufaux going into a Diddy matchup?
Well, this is the first time to date that these players have gone against each other, and I have to admit, and this isn't to throw any shade at Dufaux, but he's kind of like a Diet Nico in a lot of ways, you know? Their play styles are completely different, but, you know, that's exactly what I was talking about. I think Dufaux plays with a little bit of confidence and stuff, but, you know, he definitely has some setups and tricks he likes to resort to.
I think if I had to give an opinion, obviously my opinion isn't as good as yours because I don't watch him every single Friday at Grand Revival, by the way, on the Aura channel.
Right.
But what I see is I feel like 80% of the time he just plays like honest, you know, like good Shulk, and then he's got the tricks. But if the tricks don't land, you know, you're just not quite there.
Yeah, I mean, if the tricks don't land, then you're trying to beat Zinoto in neutral, which is a really tough task to do.
Yeah.
And as we can already see, Dufaux's getting lapped in percent.
That's unfortunate. Another stock down.
3-1 stocks. You know, Dufaux riding the high of winning the crew battle tournament, but he's gotta focus up and change something.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are saying, you know, their mentality is going to shift so hard going from crews to singles. Mark Kopel, as an example, he was actually getting so burnt out from the crew battles. When we went up against Ann Arbor, he was just convincing himself that it was just singles.
Yeah.
And he two-stocked Zero Mar, two-stocked Jado. So the mentality after playing so many games today is going to be a little bit shot. I think some of these results are going to be indicative of that.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are just tuning in, this is the Shell-Shocked Invitational. Got a long day, just finished up the crew battles. And like you said, this is going to be definitely a test of endurance for a lot of the players. They've been playing for hours already in high tense, high stakes crew battles, pool play, and a playoffs. Now they have to shift to singles where they have a little bit more time to dissect their opponent, you know, and just focus on 1v1 play.
And you know what? I think the interesting part about that is if unlucky, down tilt at the percent, gonna get the up smash. But speaking of endurance, I think a lot of players you wouldn't expect are gonna have the advantage there. You know, you've got Zinoto, you know, he's been running to the end of brackets since Brawl. And you have Nico, you know, he's a fantastic player. He's always making it deep in brackets. He's totally normalized to playing 15 sets in one tournament.
Yep.
But the thing that I think people might not recognize or think of is Wi-Fi Warriors.
Yep.
They are playing in 1,000-man brackets. They're playing a dozen sets. They're playing tournaments every single day. You know, you look at Kopel, he's got like 3,000 Wi-Fi sets.
Oh my
ridiculous.
gosh, that's insane.
Yeah, you can go on Smash EG and see who the hardcore grinders are. I know Onin has a lot of sets as well.
Yep.
So Onin honestly might be one of the favorites to win today. He's got the endurance from farming Grand Revival. And Dufaux is the same way. You know, I don't want to get too off track. Dufaux has the endurance. He's been, you know, making it to the end of a lot of Grand Revival weeklies as well.
Yeah, I'm convinced that Wi-Fi Warriors like Dufaux, people that really took advantage of the quarantine era to learn and play and get better at the game, you know, not everything translates, but what does translate is, I think, your ability to stay composed, because there's a lot of wacky stuff on Wi-Fi, and I think if you want to be a good Wi-Fi warrior, you can't get tilted easily, right, by gimmicks and stuff like that. So, not sure if that's not necessarily helping Dufaux right now. He's down a full stock again right off the bat against Zinoto here, but.
Yeah, Zinoto is a different, you know, all the Wi-Fi cheese in the world isn't gonna prepare you for some of the best fundies Smash Ultimate has to offer.
That,
you know.
Yeah, well said. I mean, Zinoto, if I said this earlier, but if he had been traveling, like if there's a PGR open season right now, with the amount he's been traveling and the results he's been posting, he would be PR. If this was the end of the season. 9th as CEO, I believe some of his other results were, let me think. Whatever. We all know that Zinoto's the GOAT.
Yeah, Zinoto's been really good at Ann Arbor Arena every week. He's been, you know, doing really well. And I think CEO was really a breakout performance for him. And if you're not paying attention, he's doing well at a lot of other stuff too. And he's been doing well.
Yeah.
And speaking of PGR, the first season starts in January, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that is true.
So we're going to be able to see how some of these players stack up. Dufaux, you know, we've kind of been going off the rails a little bit, and we've been kind of talking about how awesome and great Zinoto is. But on paper, you know, Zinoto is, like, quote-unquote, easily the favorite to win this.
Right.
But it's definitely not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
If you have a very negative mentality, you know, you can think one way or the other about these matchups. But Dufaux is actually doing a lot of things right. It's just that Zinoto is doing twice as many things right.
Yeah.
So.
Most of the neutral interactions that, well, Zinoto's just been winning most of the neutral interactions, and he's the king at capitalizing on it.
Yeah.
And he's at the point where he just needs probably one banana combo, you know, banana into, like, you know, sub smash tech.
Or an F tilt post jump. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep, that's going to do it. 2-0 for Zinoto. And these are both big names, and that just shows you, I think the craziest thing about Smash Ultimate is no matter how small the skill gap is, you can